Hi, my name is Brian Patzer, Safety Director of Tri-National Trucking, and we're here today to talk about some of the exciting safety features we have on our Volvo tractors.
Okay, Brian, why don't you start out by talking about the VEC, commonly known as Vehicle Enhanced Cruise. What makes that so special?
The VEC, or the Vehicle Enhanced Cruise Control, is a safety feature on every one of our tractors. Basically what it is a radar system in the front of the tractor that will alert our driver when the vehicle gets too close in front of them. For example, the driver's going down the highway with his cruise control on, and here comes a four-wheeler, cuts in front of us, and begins to slow down. The Vehicle Enhanced Cruise will let our driver know through a series of audible beeps and visual on the dashboard that that vehicle is closing the distance. When the cruise control is on, as that vehicle reduces and gets closer to our Tri-National truck, the cruise control will disengage. As that vehicle speeds up or moves over into the lane, the cruise control will re-engage again, allowing our driver to go down the road for the safe following distance.
Okay, Brian, but what about when the distance increases between the vehicles?
When the distance increases between the vehicles, the cruise control will re-engage, allowing our driver to go back down the road at his predetermined speed.
But can the Vehicle Enhanced Cruise stop the truck?
No, the Vehicle Enhanced Cruise cannot stop the truck. The driver is in control of the vehicle, both on cruise control and while his foot is on the pedal.
So what makes this VEC special in the trucking industry and to Tri-National?
What makes it special in the trucking industry is it's designed to reduce rear-end collisions.
One feature that not many people are familiar with at all is called roll stability.
The roll stability program, think of it this way, it's an all ABS system designed to prevent the tractor from rolling over. So when the ECU, which is the brain of the tractor, recognizes an event, it will take control by reducing the throttle and then applying the brakes evenly as needed. A perfect example of this is oversteering or understeering, putting oneself in a potential jackknife situation.
One of the big things in the trucking industry today is cameras mounted on the dash. Does TNI have that?
TNI does have a camera. It's not mounted on the dash, but is mounted on the front windshield, outward going, facing down the road only.
Are these cameras on every truck or certain year models only?
These cameras are on every single one of the Tri-National tractors.
And how do they actually work in a general description?
In a general description, basically the camera is designed to help Tri-National should an accident occur. So it will go ahead and prove who is at fault.
Can these cameras be turned on or off by the driver, or are they continual operation?
The cameras are continual operation. They're actually triggered by a couple of events. For example, if a driver has a hard braking event, the system will alert the driver through a loud beep, and the camera will engage, taking a picture of that actual event and what occurred.
So do you think that the cameras mounted in the TNI trucks have been very positive and viable for the company?
Very positive, very well received by our drivers.
So with the camera mounted on the windshield, are there other factors that the truck would do that would trigger this camera's operation?
Two factors come to mind that would trigger it. Taking a corner too fast would trigger the camera. A hard braking event would also trigger the camera. But one of the nicest features that it has is it gives the driver the ability to actually turn the camera on to record an accident should he see one coming. There's a toggle switch above the driver's head to where he can manually control, turn the camera on that will record that event, and the accident is captured right there.
Now here's a subject that's been very touchy with truck drivers over the years, and it was never applicable before, but it is now. What is an in-cab fifth wheel release?
An in-cab fifth wheel release is exactly what it says. TNI has recognized that some drivers actually strain their shoulder when reaching under the fifth wheel to disengage. What Tri-National has done is provided that ability actually inside of the cab by the single press of a button.
Okay, that's nice when you're stopped, but can this thing be engaged while you're going down the highway?
It cannot.
Why not?
The system protects itself while it's in motion. It can only be disengaged when the vehicle is at a stop and the driver is manually pressing the button.
And the brakes are set?
Brakes are set.
So you would say this is a great feature for preventing work comp injuries on the driver makes their job much easier.
It's a great feature. It's helped us reduce work comp shoulder injuries and has been well received by the drivers.
Brian, take a moment to explain ABS.
ABS traction control is simple. It's basically the same concept that you have in your vehicle, but now also on a TNI tractor. It allows the truck driver, when pressing the brakes, to apply all the brakes evenly to come to the safest, shortest possible stop.
Brian, if you would, take a moment to explain side avoidance lane departure system, something a lot of drivers are totally unfamiliar with.
The side avoidance lane departure system is one of the newer features that we have on all of our TNI tractors. And to think of it like this, it is a system designed on the right-hand side of the truck to alert a driver when there is a vehicle in their blind spot. So as the driver's going down the road, a vehicle approaches on the right-hand side of the tractor into the blind spot. The driver's alerted by a small series of beeps and a red color to the right of him, letting him or her know that there's a vehicle in their blind spot before changing lanes.
With all the mirrors that are on trucks today, is there such a thing as actually a blind spot?
There is actually. Blind spot is common. Think of it this way, there's a blind spot on a truck just like there is on any vehicle.
Okay, what about the driver's side airbag and the safety belt indicator light?
The airbag is located in the steering wheel. It's there to help you in the event of an accident.
Explain the safety belt feature.
Safety belt feature simply alerts the driver by a series of beeps when the door is open and the driver does not have his safety belt on.
Does the engine have to be running?
It does.
What about this? What about the light feature on the dash?
It will also alert you on the dash as well.
So if the driver doesn't put his seatbelt on and he's driving, is this noticeable?
It is noticeable. The driver will recognize the fact that they don't have the seatbelt on by a series of audible beeps and visuals on the dash.
Okay, what about the orange color of the safety belts in the TNI trucks?
The orange color of the safety belt in the TNI tractors is a great added feature. Simply put, it allows everybody on the roadway to know that our TNI professional drivers have their safety seatbelt on at all times, especially DOT.
Brian, you talked about all the safety features of the truck. What about tomorrow?
I think it's important to understand what separates Tri-National from all the other trucking companies out there is the fact that we get ahead of the curve. All these safety features that I've talked about today are coming into the industry, but Tri-National takes it a step further by going out and getting those safety features before they hit the industry, making us the industry leader.